Welcome to Today on 2. It is Thursday, the end of January. And the way the weather has been in January, maybe we say good riddance.
Yes, it has been a crazy weather month.
Has it not? Sure. Oh my goodness, yes. Well, it is noticeably colder this morning.
Yes,
if you haven't been outside yet. And tomorrow may be even colder yet. Wow. Let's check the weather. Brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. The weather almanac for January 31st. The average high temperature is 55. The average low is 29. The record high is 77 degrees in 2002. The record low 9 below zero in 1936. Sunset this afternoon at 5:17 and sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:44. There's the satellite picture. Whoa, it looks like they have a mess up north, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
Wow. Snow and rain and ice. Goodness gracious. Our part of the country finally looks like we're getting some sunshine, although, as I mentioned, noticeably colder temperatures. There's the satellite picture over the south. Here's our forecast for today. Sunny and breezy with a high of 48. And with 48 and wind, it's going to be cold.
A wonderful day.
Feel cold. If you haven't headed out yet today, you're going to want to put on a coat or a jacket, something like that. It's going to be cold today. Increasing clouds tonight, still windy, a low near 27 by this time tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, sunny and breezy once again, only 36 for the high tomorrow.
36, good day to stay in.
And on Saturday, slight chance of rain returning, warming up to 53 as we get back to more normal temperatures. Sunday, 50, Monday 53, 56 on Tuesday, and 58 on Wednesday. So cold couple of days today and tomorrow.
Yes.
And have we gotten used to the wind yet?
I never get used to the wind. I just never do.
Boy, it picked up last night, didn't it?
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious. It has been something interesting in weather, no doubt about that. Do we have a Facebook friend for today?
We do, and it is George Charleston, and he likes being a conservative and Chick-fil-A.
And George Charleston is a former resident of Coleman, a very, very good friend of mine, who now lives in Texas.
Okay.
Yes, and he still pays attention to what's going on in Coleman, Alabama. That was his first grandbaby in the picture with George there. So anyway, okay, who's our guest for today?
Our guest is Dr. Howard Rodgers today, and we are so excited to talk about whatever he would like to talk about.
Wow. An open mic today.
Oh, yeah.
George is here. He'll talk about whatever he wants to talk about right after this.
At Premier Bank, we're a bit old-fashioned. We actually answer the telephone when you call. However, old-fashioned doesn't mean we aren't up to date. With the latest technology, Premier Bank meets the various needs of our customers. Mobile smartphone banking, internet banking, ATMs, convenient offices. At Premier Bank, we have the right products right now with good old-fashioned customer service. At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
20 years ago, it was a different breed of men who came west. They were looking for adventure and excitement. There was plenty of adventure to go around, and lots of excitement. At first, it was the Indians who provided the adventure. And for those who lived to tell about it, there was no question about its being exciting.
Mr. Knotts? Well, what are you doing hiding there behind the table?
Listen, nobody told me I had to share a dressing room.
Didn't they tell you about her?
Her?
What's the matter, sweetie?
You don't like coarse girls?
Time for news and commentary. If you'd like to share your thoughts and views on some of these things we're talking about, you give us a call. Don't forget we're streaming live, channel2coleman.com. Well, the trial date has been set for a man accused of killing his wife, Tammy Lindsay. This is shortly after he was released from the mental facility there in Walker County. 48-year-old Michael Wayne Lindsay. His trial is set for March, so that'll be making headlines, I know, most likely in weeks to come and such. The biggest news, of course, is the weather. In Addison, had a lot of strong winds, apparently destroying the town's municipal airport. Just a bad situation, you know, whenever you've got someone who, as one individual over there had been doing for years, trying to build up the airport, had been restoring a plane for almost 20 years, and it was basically destroyed. A barn next to our house out at Ebenezer was half of it was torn away. Strange, you just don't know sometimes. They say straight line wins, but you wonder why, if it's in a straight line, doesn't it keep on going? You know, I don't understand it. Maybe a straight line for a few minutes or a few seconds, and that's basically it. Maybe that's what all that amounts to. And the word was enthusiasm. She had enthusiasm, and she could spell it. We're talking about the West Point Middle School student Kendra Cornelius, who won the spelling bee. She said enthusiasm was not the worst one. She had trouble trying to spell syntax. Well, if someone had explained, you just go down to the package store and you know what a syntax is, then you'll know. But no, in the other terms, syntax, that's the syntax she was looking for. Democrat Representative Patricia Todd of Birmingham is introducing legislation again for marijuana use, medicinal purposes only. Yeah, I could use some of that medicine. Thank you very much. Oh, well, at any rate, we'll see how far that goes. Hasn't been getting very far in the past, and with this new legislature, mostly Republican, I just wonder how far that'll go. During the U.S. Senate's gun control hearing yesterday morning, Senator Jeff Sessions argued, saying the federal government needs to intimidate would-be criminals with increased prosecution of bread-and-butter criminal cases to try to cut down on that. And the idea is not necessarily just to get all the guns. He said, actually, the murder rate in America is half of what it was back in 1993. He said, if you add enough penalties, you put them in prisons longer, then that should do the trick, or something similar to that. And Tennessee Valley Congressman Mo Brooks pushing a plan that would give the president the power to balance the federal budget or be impeached if he doesn't. Let's see how far that one gets, right? About as far as Todd's marijuana legislation, I suspect. But you have to admire somebody who just speaks their mind and says, look, you know, if it were a family and you're not balancing your budget and you're just living beyond your means, there's a heyday coming. Hey, there's got to be a consequence. We just can't keep printing money, because then the value of the dollar gets lower and lower and lower and lower. But nobody seems to realize that in Washington, you know. And you gotta pay the fiddler eventually, and we're going to. I mean, look at what's happening in Europe. We're the new Europe now. Do we want to use that as a model? Well, our president wants to. I don't think I do. I don't think people who have a little bit of sense of responsibility do, because you got to pay the fat lady after she sings. And she's still singing, having a grand old time, you understand. All that stimulus money and such as that, I guess. I don't know. Well, a jihadist website on the internet making a new threat. Al-Qaeda this week promises to conduct what they call shocking attacks on the United States and the West. Shocking attacks. And if you say, well, this is going to be a big city, that's not what they're saying. How about the heartland? How about places like Coleman? If you say it can't happen here, there are a lot of things you don't think can happen here. For example, about a year ago, 2 Middle Easterners go into Walmart and buy a couple of dozen throwaway phones. What are they doing with those? And why isn't someone paying closer attention to those kind of things? They can't trace them. They don't have that many people in their family. But it happened in Coleman. It's kind of scary what you don't know sometimes, is it not? Patty Andrews if you don't know who Patty Andrews was, now mind you, she's 94 years old. She's left us. If you can't remember the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B, then you don't know the Andrews sisters. Their voices they were sisters, and so their voices were a little bit different. So they had quite a harmony. And you don't hear that so much anymore, I mean, groups and instrumentals on the radio. I know that we have some group singers, of course, guys. I don't know what Justin Bieber. I don't know the flavor of the month, actually, when it comes to country music, and that's what a lot of it amounts to, and in the pop world. But that kind of music, the most wonderful thing about that era and those times in the 40s and in the 50s and then into the 60s, when maybe to some degree, because of medicinal marijuana began to take over some of these groups, but you could understand the lyrics. You could understand what they were saying. And there were values we all shared. But then, like, the values and the white hats of Roy Rodgers, which some folks would say, who's that? And the white hat of Hopalong Cassidy, those figures now are no longer, because that's too simple. Instead of having role models now, what do we have? We have the Talent of the Year, American Idol. And how about the young man who was given the Medal of Honor a couple of weeks ago? Can anyone remember his name? There's somebody you need to emulate, or someone that you should hold as a hero. But we're not doing that now, are we? Stay tuned. More up today on 2 after this.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add Vanishing Deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
At 5 o'clock on the morning of August 19th, 1934, a transcontinental train journey began, which was to be unique in history. Its destination was the new escape-proof prison on the island of Alcatraz. And its passengers were 54 case-hardened and desperate criminals, headed by the gangster overlord whose deeds had given him the undisputed title of Public Enemy No. 1, Scarface Al Capone.
Selling cookies is about
the big picture.
You have to have a goal.
A big goal.
Something you and your team
want to do in the world.
We choose
where the money goes.
A trip,
an adventure,
helping people out.
Helping a lot of people out.
And about the money,
we are responsible for it.
Handling it, managing it,
tracking it,
doing great things with it. This is business.
Girl business.
The biggest girl-run business
in the world.
Did you think this was just about cookies?
Oh, I like when we come back after that Girl Scout cookie ad.
Yes.
Do we still have cookies, or are they all gone?
Cookies, they're all gone.
We need to get some more.
We need to get some more. A Girl Scout needs to come knock on our door. If you're watching, Channel 2 is ready to buy your Girl Scout cookies.
There you go. Okay, it's time to give away our prizes for today. Let's see what we have on this Thursday. We have the bag of assorted apples from Steel Orchard. And we have one large pizza from Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. That's what we have lined up for our prizes for today. Let's look at our merchant ads. We'll ask you a question, of course, about one of these ads. And we start with Renard's Gallery and Gifts. An art gallery, a gift store, jewelry, custom framing is available. Renard's Gallery and Gifts.
Fitness opportunities are available at the Coleman Wellness and Aquatic Center. They have a 6-lane competition pool, a full fitness center, an indoor rubberized walking track, and a whirlpool spa. Go visit them today.
Auto Tech, foreign and domestic auto repair and service. See David Methvin on County Road 1354 in Vinemont, between Ridgemont Community Church and the Super Saver.
And Dairy Queen has sweet deals available. You can ask for any 2 of these items for $3.33, any 3 for $4.44, and any 4 for $5.55 in Coleman.
Hansfield Guns and Ammo, always lower prices on guns, ammo, and reloading supplies. Today's the last day of January. You can get the Judge at $394.99 today.
And Knight Free Insurance Agency has been providing insurance coverage for over 3 generations. They're one of the top 10 growth agencies in the state of Alabama. And you can visit them on the web at knightfreeinsurance.com.
Mullins Body Shop, over 50 years doing auto body repair and towing. You can count on them each and every day. Call Mullins Body Shop when you need their services.
Baldwin Counseling Center, having problems, need to talk, or want privacy? Dr. Howard Rodgers is the person to call. He offers weight loss, individual and family counseling, and lifestyle coaching.
And America's propane company is AmeriGas. They have customer satisfaction as their primary goal. That is AmeriGas.
And the difference is not when you open our bottle, it's when you open our door, providing immunizations including flu, pneumonia, shingles, and whooping cough. Borden Family Pharmacy, a good neighbor pharmacy.
There we go with some of our merchant ads for today. Question for today: which one of our advertisers has specials for new customers? Mentions on the ad that new customers get certain discounts, get some specials. Who are we talking about? 256-734-7399 is our telephone number. And our prizes for today, we have the large pizza from Papa Murphy's. Take it and bake it. Have you tried those?
Yes, they're very good.
Yeah, they are. And we have the bag of assorted apples from Steel Orchard. Still fresh apples available at Steel Orchard, even during the winter months. Those are the prizes we have for today. Tell us which one of our advertisers has specials for new customers. Remember, just one winner per household within a 30-day period of time. 256-734-7399 is our telephone number. And we have a phone call. Oh, they're talking to each other. Okay, I don't think we do, right? Okay, let's look at the rest of our merchant ads. Starting with Tires for Less. More than just tires, they do minor engine repair. They replace shocks and brakes, do oil changes. See Greg and the guys on Highway 31 North. That's Tires for Less.
What does happy look like? Step out in style with Allegria shoes at the Uniform Place at Hippie Chic, Houndstooth, and Midnight Garden. They're on 2nd Avenue.
Tutor Doctor, make 2013 the best school year ever. Experienced, qualified local tutors are available. Give them a call today, 256-734-6500.
The crew at Earl's Body Shop wants to remind you to move over for all emergency vehicles. Earl's Body Shop offers large and small towing, local or long distance. Visit them at earlsbodyshop.com.
Inspire the Heart. Valentine gifts are available at Yates Chance Christian Bookstore. They have all sorts of suggestions for you. Music, books, MyEbo tablets, gift items. Yates Chance Christian Bookstore.
And People's Tires has daily specials. On Thursday, you can get $3 off an oil change at People's Tire on Catherine Street. And look at all those great specials that they have daily.
Doug Doggett Jewelers says they have the heirloom jewelry and antique-inspired heirloom jewelry set with genuine Swarovski crystals. A great Valentine's gift idea.
Deb's Bookstore is your hometown bookstore just down the road. Browsers are welcome and gift certificates are available. Used books are half price and new books are 20% off every day.
Mr. Hicks Menswear, where you can find businessmen's top coats. Boy, if you don't have a top coat, you're going to need one today and tomorrow. 1/3 off regular prices right now at Mr. Hicks. And there we go with our merchant ads for today. I think we have a birthday or two to talk about.
Delane Spiegel celebrates a birthday on this Thursday, so happy birthday to you. And you will go in our drawing on Friday for that possibility of winning an 8x10 portrait from Baker Photography and an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
Coming up next, Dr. Howard Rodgers from the Baldwin Counseling Center. Stay tuned.
At Premier Bank, we are very proud of the long-lasting relationships we have with our customers. We'll go almost anywhere to meet your banking needs.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Meet the KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop. It might just change the way you cook. Induction technology heats the pan and not the cooking surface to offer you a new level of precision, speed, and energy efficiency. 9 settings give you different levels of heat to achieve precise temperatures and amazing responsiveness. Water boils in just seconds, making this the fastest to boil induction cooktop available. The KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
As I mentioned, our guest today is Dr. Howard Rodgers, who, by the way, also teaches classes at Wallace State College. Paige took a class, didn't you?
Yes, you substituted for one of my psychology classes one day. It was very interesting.
So I want to know, was she a good student?
Well, I only had that one time, and
we had a pretty good amount of people in my class. So.
Oh, okay.
What, 60?
60, 65, something like that.
Well, was Dr. Rodgers a good instructor?
Yes, he was a very good instructor. Okay. I learned a lot in our class. He taught me that no matter how much you exercise, your calories are not going to go away. Oh, yes. No.
But the thing about food and exercise is you lose or you quit eating so you'll look good in your clothes. You exercise so you look good out of your clothes.
Okay, moving right along.
This kind of puts it in perspective.
Let's talk about people helping you with mental health. Is there a shortage of people?
No, there's not. And that's a misconception that Washington and other places are trying to feed us. And the reason they're saying there's a shortage is because they're only counting the social workers and the licensed clinical psychologists. They're not counting the counselors. Because Medicare will only pay clinical psychologists and social workers. They do not pay counselors. So when you say there's a shortage because Medicare will not pay the counselors, and most of the people that need mental health care aren't able to pay for it out of pocket, so you're leaving the counselors out of the loop. And that is frustrating for us because it eliminates a potential client base that we could have, and it's frustrating for people who call me and say, do you take Medicare?
Right.
And I have to explain it's not that I don't take Medicare, it's that Medicare chooses not to pay the counselors. And the counseling lobby has tried and tried and tried to get it through Washington where the counselors could be paid by Medicare, but for some reason it doesn't ever make it out of the House bill.
Well, does certain insurance cover a session or...
Some do, and that's the other thing that's so frustrating. Most insurance companies pay according to what Medicare pays. So if Medicare doesn't pay,
right,
then the insurance company doesn't pay. And now that's not always the case. A lot of it has to do with the insurance plan that your company purchases. Now when you have Blue Cross, there may be 500 different Blue Cross plans in the state of Alabama because Blue Cross is not just Blue Cross. And if your company chooses to pay the counselors, then they will pay us and we will accept it. There's several plans that will only pay if you see Alabama Psychiatric or if you see the local mental health center. For Blue Cross Blue Shield, one of those is a teachers association. They either have to go to the Alabama psychiatric, or they have to go to the local mental health center. That's all their plan will pay. So the counselors are being cut out of a lot of different clients, and the clients are being cut out of a lot of resources that they could utilize were the pay plans differently. Because in Coleman, I think there's 2 social workers, and there's not a clinical psychologist. So people are saying, I can't find a mental health provider. And they're right. They can't find a mental health provider that their insurance company will either pay or that Medicare will pay. Now, most of the fees of the counselors in Coleman are considerably less than you would pay if you were to see a social worker, or less than you would pay if you saw a licensed clinical psychologist, by virtue of the fact that we are trying to provide a service to people that they can afford. And that's the message that we try to get out. What we would like for people to do is call their congressman, call their senator, and ask them, why will you not pay the licensed professional counselors? Because if you look at my description of what I am licensed to provide, I am licensed to diagnose, prepare treatment plans, and treat. That's pretty much what you want from someone that you're seeing for either physical or mental health services. And every counselor in the state can diagnose, we can prepare treatment plans, and we can treat.
Can you prescribe medications?
No. PhD counselors and psychologists in, I think, 3 states, after completing a year of pharmacology internship, are able to do that. I can't imagine a counselor in their right mind wanting to prescribe medication, because there's so many things that go into that. Yeah. Depression mimics so many physical problems like blood pressure, thyroid. So unless you're running complete tests, I would not want to prescribe medications. I really appreciate when my clients will agree to go see a medical doctor after I say, I think you're depressed, but when was the last time you had a physical checkup? Oh, it's been about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Well, let's go take care of that and see. And in some cases, they have low thyroid, they have high blood pressure. There could be any number of things that would mimic depression. But there was a bill 2 years ago in the House and Senate in Alabama to allow people who had a PhD in their discipline and would be willing to take a year's internship to be able to provide antidepressants or scripts for antidepressants, but it failed, and I think rightfully so. So when you look at lack of services in our state, it's because that there's not a payor that will pay the licensed professional counselors. And I got my license in 1994, somewhere around there, and its number is 1,482. That's been, 25 years ago? So there's quite a few more out there. So
Yeah.
there is not a shortage of mental health professionals. There's a shortage of mental health professionals that the government and insurance companies will pay for them to provide services to clients.
Interesting information. We're out of time. Dr. Howard Rodgers, if somebody needs to get in touch with you, what's the phone number?
256-737-3087, and call soon. I am filling up a lot of my blocks of time.
Very good. See you next month.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back with more right after this.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. We make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Westminster Assisted Living.
It's like 5-star hotels. service.
There's a full-service beauty salon, barbershop, library, and activity rooms, private dining room for personal and family entertaining, and a skylit 2-story atrium conversation area. Westminster Assisted Living also has a memory support care unit for residents with Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. Westminster Assisted Living. Come live with us.
At Premier Bank, we take pride in serving our community. We respect our customers, and we've won awards for our ethical conduct. We're motivated to do all we can for you, and we're interested in your banking needs. We're efficient, safe, and sound, and our relationships with our customers are second to none.
At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. The St. Bernard Drawdown and Benefit Dinner will be Saturday, February the 2nd at 6 p.m. in the Fozzie Richard Athletic Center. There are 450 tickets available, and a donation of $100 per couple entitles the ticket holder to dinner and the opportunity to win more than $12,900 in cash and prizes. District 11 candidate forum will be Tuesday, February the 5th at the Allstate Restaurant from 11:30 to 1. Lunch is available for $10. Everyone is invited to attend and hear the ideas of the candidates. The Coleman High School Jazz Band presents the 17th Annual Big Band Dance Friday, February the 8th at the Coleman Civic Center. It's from 7 to 9. It's $6 per person and $10 per couple. And our community billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. If you'd like to email us a community billboard, you can send it to channel2coleman@gmail.com, fax it to 734-7680, or friend us on Facebook, Channel 2 Coleman.
The weather forecast brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet. Make the switch to Mitch. It'll be sunny, breezy, and cold today, a high of 48. Cloudy tonight, windy, low of 27 by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, only a high of 36, a windy day again tomorrow. And tomorrow is Friday. That's politics on Today on 2. Who's our guest?
Lydia Haynes will be our guest tomorrow.
Lydia Haynes, candidate for the District 11 special election, which is coming up on February 12th. That's our program for today. Thank you for watching Today on 2.
Have a great day.